Get him, son! Get him!
The giant African bullfrog is one of the greediest animals in the world. If it can fit it in their mouth, they're going to eat it. These things do not play. Look at these things devour worms, crickets, and even mice. Can you imagine if this was like the size of a black bear or something? They'll be gobbling up humans left and right. If there is one animal you don't mess with, it should be the one that kills the most people in Africa outside of the mosquito. Hippos ain't no joke and are very territorial. This boat of people are in Kenya, and I think they thought everything would be okay, except one particular hippo had other ideas. So the other huge African beast besides the elephant and the hippo is of course the rhino. Rhinos are actually usually not quite as aggressive as the other two, but they can be very moody, and hey, they have that huge horn, which is nothing to play with. This is such a crazy video, you have to see it for yourself.
There's a rhino! Oh boy. Hey.
The rhino initiates several bluff charges, but it seems to be just as scared as it is curious and agitated. Eventually, after a long standoff, it decides it's had enough and just runs off. Whew, that was a close one.
Губка не режь, вот молодец. Ну давай я его дам, а ты бери, это сам. Да, я снимаю. Ну, я уже видео не берем. Ну, хуя. Я так сбоку, ну, чего?
So here's a Russian bear who pulls up to get some food from this low IQ human who evidently doesn't get that you're not supposed to feed wild, dangerous animals as they lose their fear of humans. At one point, the bear even sticks his hand in the window trying to get to the food. Hell to the no, man. I just would not be comfortable feeding Mr. Yogi the bear over here, and I'd be out of there.
Скотина рыжая. Красавица, а? Смотри, что делает.
I gotta start with the fact that I would never be on a frozen lake like this because I would just be terrified of obviously falling through. But this guy did it, and he was soon joined by a very curious but gorgeous fox. Foxes are some of the most interesting looking animals on the planet, but they are awesome. This fox was very curious and probably got a bit closer than I would want it to me. I mean, he might think that my black ass smells like some chicken or something, and he might want a sample. Dude gives Fox a little something to eat, and the fox just basically left him alone.
Standing on my ball. Oh my
I can't hit my ball.
god. He's hugging Matt's goal.
Imagine having this several 100-pound issue on a golf course when you're trying to enjoy yourself. This black bear got a hold of the golf ball and doesn't appear to want to part with it until it realizes it just can't eat the doggone thing. I mean, this video is hilarious.
Печенюшки такая хрумкает, ну, это правильно тебе,
Нос холодный у него? Не как у собаки.
На улице, на улице.
If you thought the previous bear I showed you was something, how about a polar bear? The polar bear are the largest of the bears on average and can get upwards of 1,600 pounds. Holy moly, that is terrifying. This is certainly not an animal that they should be feeding like this. If you research the topic of polar bears versus humans, you get kind of conflicting information. There are reports that suggest that polar bears are actually the only mammal that will actively hunt humans, and others that say they only attack when threatened. Either way, I wouldn't be in the same zip code as this thing. Talk about close for comfort. So you got a couple of guys out cycling through the woods, and guess who wants to play? Look how close this brown bear gets to snatching this poor sap right off of his bike. I gotta wonder, why did the bear do this? Were the babies close by? Or perhaps the bike traveling that fast just triggered the bear's prey drive. Either way, it's very scary to think of what could have happened.
Give me a break. Are you freaking kidding me? Are they peeing, you think? No. They look like it. There's bears in.
I'm just imagining myself getting ready to go out to the pool, and right before I open my glass door to go out there, I see this. Look, I would sign my home right over to the bears, and I would be O-U-T out. Perhaps it's just a very hot day, and the bears mean no harm and just looking for a clean water source. And if you can't find a lake or an ocean, I mean, what better water source is there than this pretty pool? I love this video. This shows this koala who is extremely thirsty getting water from this cyclist. At one point, the koala grabs the water bottle, as I guess it was like, come on bro, give me some more water and stop teasing me. I feel you on that, Mr. Koala. Either way, this is an adorable video.
Oh, he's got my hand. He's got my hand. Oh, come on, that's it. Yes. There you go. Oh, kissy kisses.
Here's a oldie but goodie right here. So this lion pride is eating a dead hippo that is just an easy meal as it washed up on the bank. My guess is that this is a Nile crocodile, which in case you didn't know, they are huge. Look at these lionesses trying to ward off the croc. This croc ain't intimidated by y'all. It takes Big Daddy to come in to tell the croc, hey bro, you better take your leathery butt somewhere else before I make some boots out of you.
Crocodiles don't fear the rulers of the land, with one exception. Fang.
This kind of thing is intriguing because despite this huge lion getting in his face, notice the lion only gets so close because as much as this croc respects the lion, trust and believe that the respect is mutual, and that lion didn't go too far in the water for that very reason.
Look at this big strong possum. Here waiting on me. Just got in from Denver. Look here, look at this baby.
Look at him. Listen, I've seen tons of possum videos. Either this is a small woman or this is literally one of the largest possums I have ever seen. I'm gonna guess more of the latter. I mean, wow, look at the size of this ugly little critter. Look, I know possums are very important to the environment as they eat ticks and lots of other things that are bad for us, but man oh man, they are like the Whoopi Goldbergs of the animal kingdom, for real. This one felt very threatened enough that it actually plays dead, which they actually don't do very often, contrary to popular belief. They will usually just run if you catch them, or will just throw a fit. They are very capable of inflicting a nasty bite, but they usually don't attack people. Check out the orangutan here. I don't know the whole backstory of how this orangutan knew that there was fruit in this man's backpack, but it was determined to get to it. The thing is, what can you do? This animal is at least 3 times as strong as the average human and can probably literally detach your head from your body. I think you just have to give the thing what it wants. If you've watched enough of my videos, you've heard me talk about how aggressive and dangerous that moose are. These things are not very forgiving of you intruding in their space. This female moose, though, let homeboy here make it without stomping him into the ground. So he got lucky. If this was a bull, I am pretty sure this would have went much differently.
There's Big Boy and Dave doing what they do best. Lounging around, watching TV.
It's not what I do best.
Big Boy's sleeping.
This huge Godzilla-like creature is called a throat monitor, which are the heaviest of the monitor lizards. Most lizards do not like being handled by humans, but the throat monitors are one of the few that seem to enjoy it. Don't piss them off though, because they can tear you up. Look at this one acting like a doggone Labrador or something. I mean, this thing is huge, and bro, I just couldn't do it. But a cool video nonetheless.
I got a decent bobcat in a trap, but unfortunately, though 2 of my kids have tags, they're not with me today. So we're gonna get the bobcat out of the trap and we'll try to fill those tags at a later date.
I think we all know that despite bobcats being smaller wild cats, these things ain't nothing to mess with. These things will tear your butt to pieces. So this guy is trying to free a very feisty bobcat from a trap. Nothing to see here, right? Well, here's the thing. So he eventually frees the bobcat from the trap, albeit while getting scratched in the process. The bobcat is not aware that it's totally free and sits there until this guy throws a stick at it. Boy, oh boy, what did he do that for? Because it turns out that this bobcat actually chases the man into his Jeep.
They get like this sometimes.
Ooh, boxing and hissing. Oh god, they're gonna fight. This is amazing. I have this all on video. Okay, I'm putting money on the kangaroo.
Check out this video of an encounter between a kangaroo and some emus. First of all, when you watch these emus, I can just imagine that this is exactly how dinosaurs moved back in the day. Like, check these things moving, like their necks, and I mean, they just look so crazy, right? Anyway, these things definitely look prehistoric and strange in some ways, but the video starts out with a bit of grandstanding between the creatures. I'm not sure if they were fighting over this little shrubbery or if they were really ready to fight. Either way, it's pretty hilarious. So imagine you were just minding your doggone business driving down the street, trying to get your last little Chick-fil-A fries from the bottom of the bag, listening to your favorite Beyonce song when the unthinkable happens. Like, deer accidents are obviously not uncommon, right? I mean, there are tons of them every year. What I have never actually seen is a car getting caught in the middle of a stampede. This happens in Poland, and really I just feel bad for the deer that this BMW initially hit. Hopefully they brushed it off and were able to, like, you know, run off. I mean, this is pretty crazy. Now, I have heard about monkeys throwing poop at people that they are annoyed with, but I've never actually seen it until this video. This is so disgusting yet so satisfying to watch in a way. I mean, maybe it's my disgusting sense of humor, but hey, don't judge a brother.
He's about to throw it. Ooh, ooh, ooh. Oh, no way. No way. Oh. No way. Oh.
Check out this real life Howard the Duck going at this lady.
Huh? Let the female creature go. Every duck's got his limit, and you scum have pushed me over the line.
If you don't know, this is a shoebill stork, which to me is definitely the most prehistoric and creepy looking of all birds. I mean, I've never seen anything like this bird. I thought initially that the stork was like attacking the woman, but they can obviously tear you up if they wanted to. So my guess is that the bird is familiar with this woman and is just playing around. I definitely could be wrong though.
Come on, bro.
Давай. I got him. See, I got him. He's tired.
These fools are gonna learn not to test the strength of wild animals. So the latest Einstein is this big buff brother from Nigeria who decides to play tug of war with a liger. For those of you that don't know, a liger is a specific mix between a male lion and a female tiger, which makes the resulting cat larger than both lions and tigers. The order is important because if instead you mix a female lion and a male tiger, it makes a tigon, which usually is smaller than your average tiger or lion. So this liger ain't no joke. And look how effortlessly it's just sitting there and able to pull the man without breaking a sweat. Yet this ginormous African dude is just a huffing and a puffing. Man, I would hate to tick this liger off.
He naturally stands out from the crowd. This enormous steer named Knickers is said to be the tallest bovine in all of Australia.
When I saw a photo of this gigantic cow a while back, I thought it was like Photoshop or something. Like, I just couldn't believe it. Turns out the 3,000-pound cow is very real. The cow lives in Australia, and I'm glad that, according to this video from Inside Edition, the cow will not be sent to the slaughterhouse like it was originally supposed to. Like, I'm not a vegan at all, but I'll tear a steak up. I'm just saying that I don't like to, you know, sit there and think about how my steak got to my plate. I just want to eat the darn thing. Nevertheless, this cow is the biggest I have ever seen.
Raising and frolicking with the herd. His owner says Knickers' size has made him quite the local celebrity recently, so now he and his fans can enjoy his newfound fame.
Send help. Oh, send help.
Folks, this horrific looking spider is called a huntsman spider. They are native to Australia, although they actually exist in some parts of the Americas, including being reportedly spotted in Florida. Despite their terrifying appearance, they are not aggressive to humans and will just try to run away from you and hide, although they can inflict a very nasty bite. Just imagine looking at your patio door and seeing this thing. I think I would just sign my house over to the spider and instantly vacate the premises. Hell to the no.
Dude, there's like 30 alligators under you.
Speaking of geniuses who walk on slack lines above alligators, here's another one. So, how much would someone have to pay you to actually walk across one of these? There is simply not enough money in the world for me. I mean, what good is $1 million if I end up like a ground up sausage patty? People are so crazy. At least this guy doesn't jump on top of the croc like the previous dude did. Just another late night out in Critterland where a skunk is presumably looking for something to eat. Bruh got the late night munchies. Looks like the skunk is also close to a pond, right? So out of nowhere, a possum comes by and does something I did not expect. Check it out. The possum literally knocks the poor skunk in the pond and then goes about its business like nothing ever happened. Savage, I tell you, just savage. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the video and hit the notification bell for more great content like this. See you next time.
Okay. Do good, do great, and they talk bad on you. No need, no face, cause they're not factual. I won't stay too long here, I'm just passing through.